And an automotive journalist, I am a well-traveled man, but I barely get to explore most of the cities that I travel to, given our packed schedules. Usually, it's simply about getting into the city, getting into the car, driving it, and flying back. This time I'm making an exception though, because today I'm exploring India's first World Heritage City recognized by UNESCO, Ahmedabad, in a compact SUV that truly puts the sport in SUV, the Hyundai Venue N Line.
The Venue is one of Hyundai's best-selling SUVs in India thanks to its brilliant mix of design, comfort, features and powertrains. And the N Line version takes things a notch further for this compact SUV. That's because the Venue N Line is inspired by Hyundai's successes in global motorsport, and its thunder blue color, red accents and dual-tone black roof are all an ode to the same. And these are just some of the reasons that make the Venue N Line one of the most unique SUVs in the country. And to draw parallels, as a city, Ahmedabad is also unique in its own ways and is an interesting mix of old and new, and is even split into two halves by the river Sabarmati.
My first touch point in Ahmedabad is the Sabarmati Ashram to pay homage to the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Now this is the place that Gandhiji started the Dandi March from almost 100 years ago in 1930. And given its historic importance, this place is now recognized as a national monument.
The experience of being at the Sabarmati Ashram was serene and also helped me learn a few new things about Gandhiji, besides also getting to see some of his personal belongings and soak in some of the interesting bits about our country's history.
Ahmedabad is a melting pot of a lot of things old and new, and in a lot of ways, it's the river Sabarmati that splits this city into old and new, or east and west as the locals also call it. Now old is where you'll find a lot of heritage, old structures, monuments and also a lot of the chaos. New is where you'll find the new buildings, corporate offices, high rises and some excellent roads as well. And with its 120 PS turbocharged petrol engine, the compact dimensions and the tuned suspension and steering, the Venue N Line is proving to be the perfect set of wheels to explore this city.
I'm heading to the older parts of the city first because I'm quite curious about exploring them. Now, I'm told they will be utterly chaotic. Well, but that's also where you'll find most of the historic structures and monuments, and which is what brings all the heritage to this city. And of course, that's besides the fact that the older parts of city will definitely prove to be an acid test for the Venue N Line. Chaos. That's the first word that's coming to my mind here, because the roads are super narrow and it almost feels like everybody around is just waiting to pounce on my Venue N Line. But despite the chaos, the Venue is actually helping me stay calm, because the roads are narrow, but its compact dimensions are making driving through these narrow roads very easy. And that's besides the fact that I'm liking the view from behind the wheel. I can see everything around me nice and clear, including the edges of the hood, and all of that is really adding to my confidence driving here in these old parts of Ahmedabad. What's also cool is how quickly the climate control system is cooling the cabin with strong blasts of cold air, and that's particularly impressive right now because it's 37 degrees Celsius outside.
And now it's time for a quick snack, because Ahmedabad is also known to be a delight for foodies with the kind of street food, the snacks that you get here, especially the snacks, the local and the traditional stuff, which is known to provide quick bursts of energy. that's some of the stuff that I'm going to try now.
And then it was time to try some local food. Ahmedabad is also known for its delicacies, especially the traditional snacks and fast food items like fafda, khakra, dhokla, and many more. And getting to try these items in the very land they belong to helped me savor the authentic stuff. Now that was some experience. I mean, the snacks and driving through old parts of Ahmedabad both. And after all of those experiences, it's now time for me to go to some of the newer parts and explore and see what the city has in store for me and the Venue N Line both. As one of India's prime metros, Ahmedabad has witnessed a sea of changes over the past decade or so and has evolved to become one of the most modern cities in India and is also known for its cosmopolitan feel. The roads in these parts of Ahmedabad are some of the best city roads in the country. I mean, they're a bit narrow, but the surface is very smooth, and these roads are really complementing the sporty nature of the Venue N Line very well. The 1-litre turbocharged petrol engine under the hood also complements the sportiness very well, putting down 120 PS and 172 Newton meters and offers acceleration that will have you break into a smile. Then there's the 7-speed DCT, the dual clutch transmission that gets a set of paddle shifters too, and these further add to the Venue N Line sportiness. The Venue N Line is positioned as an urban SUV just like the standard Venue, but the steering and the suspension on this one have been tuned to offer a sportier driving experience wherever you drive. The feel and feedback from the steering wheel and confident feel from the tuned suspension is at the core of the Venue N Line's fun factor. The suspension setup lets you drive the SUV enthusiastically and turns it into a driver's car without affecting the ride quality. Overall, the dynamics of the SUV are such that while you will enjoy driving the SUV, your family will not get a chance to complain either, given the balance between sportiness and comfort.
Like a lot of major cities that have science parks to promote general awareness about science, Ahmedabad is also home to its own science city, which includes a lot of interesting things like a robotics park, a space center, and also India's largest aquarium.
I've been to similar aquariums abroad, but getting to see thousands of kinds of flora and fauna and aquatic beings in India was an experience in itself. Needless to say, the aquarium is yet another feather in the hat for the bustling city of Ahmedabad, helping it live up to its tag of being one of India's most vibrant cities.
I started my day next to the river Sabarmati, and just as the day is about to end, I'm back next to it because, like I mentioned at the start, it's this river that splits Ahmedabad into its old and new parts. And what a day and what an experience it has been exploring this city with the Venue N Line. Because on the one hand, while there's a lot of rich cultural heritage and the chaos that we saw in the older parts of the city, the modern parts of Ahmedabad have a very cosmopolitan vibe to them. And the Venue N Line has proved to be the perfect companion with its ease of driving, the compactness, and of course that sportiness that it has to itself. But while the sun may be about to go down, my day is not over yet because it's now time to experience the nightlife and the street food that this city is famous for before I call it a day.